All right, guys, welcome right back to Business Connect and Africa Breakfast Connect on Africa Business Radio. Winston is still here with you. Rachel is somewhere in the corner, but yeah, she'll join us again in a second. It's time to have a great conversation with our guest. And our guest today is Solomon King. Solomon King is FGP CEO, Brass and Books, right? He's also he's done a whole lot. As a matter of fact, he's done a whole lot, from being founding general partner, group chief executive at Brass and Books Financial Services Limited. Also been a consummate finance professional with strong private equity and alternative investment bias, and is also a chartered global investment analyst, CGIA, and a whole lot. This is certification is just so much, and we can go on and on and on. Good morning, Solomon. Good morning. Good to have you on. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you for having me. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. We just it's important to have this conversation because it's not easy to be called the money king.
Right.
Right. So first of all, right, let's start with you as the Money King. Like, where did that name even come from? Because you're well known as the Money King, and that's a good personality, trust me, because it's something that everybody can relate with, and even people who don't, would not ordinarily show interest in, financial literacy, when they hear somebody is called the Money King, they'll want to listen. So tell us about that journey and that phase. What's it been like being the Money King, a personality that grooms startups and entrepreneurs on savings? What's it been like so far?
Okay, so I was just some guy, Solomon King, who loves to learn and study about money.
Okay.
And it's just thought like, Solomon loves money. Solomon talks money. He's money, and basically that's how that came about. I try to, from time to time, differentiate that from being the king of money. So in Igbo language, there's something called Ezego.
Yes.
King of money. But in my case, it's just the Money King, the guy who loves to talk about money, and basically that's what it's been like. That's how the name came about, and it's been quite a journey. But what I'm grateful for the accolades, the respect, and of course the money.
Of course.
So there's also this Yoruba proverb that says that there's the name that you call yourself that the people will call you. I chose to call myself Money King, and everyone has done that now. Called me Money King, and so far so good.
Right, so far so good. So let's talk about a podcast that you have. You have a podcast called The Money Cafe, which is also an advisory on savings and investment. This is a brilliant one because you know how it is, man, especially in the way the world is right now. Everybody's, would rather do like different content that's maybe upbeat or fun or entertainment or anything else. But you're doing a podcast that is literally educating people on financial literacy. Because, if you look at social media, people would say, in hindsight, maybe financial literacy should have been taught in school, actually, because that's real life, that's how to survive real life. But not many people, can really navigate that water and also do it in a way that people understand and enjoy it. So tell us about what inspired this move.
Okay, so for me, I've always known that the way out of poverty is not so much about money. Its own. It's more about the psychology behind it.
Right.
So that money is just an idea. Money was created by man to solve certain problems. Problems of store value, problems of exchange of value. So money is just a denominator for value, and that's why it's important that we help people see the proper perspective of money. And the program is not just a podcast, as it were. It is actually syndicated over several radio stations across the country.
Oh, fantastic.
So we have it in Open States, we have it beyond the ABR is also on other stations in
Right.
Lagos.
Right.
It runs in Bayelsa, where it started from. We're looking at Abuja later in May. So it's something that I think that we want to take across nations, because the more we know about money, the better we handle it, the better we create it, the better we do with it. And so the Money Cafe for me is just where I tried to drink water, sip tea, and talk about finances. And actually, most conversations about money are usually informal. Them are usually informal, and so we try to ensure that, okay, when you're talking about money, finances, and business and all that, you can take the stringent, straitjacket part of it out and just make it conversational.
Right.
If it's conversational, if you're listening, if we're gisting about it, then it makes it a lot easier to grasp the necessary components of it and do well. So money is not something that is difficult or like rocket science. No, it's just what we do. We use money. I said there's money in every circle. Whether you have 10 naira, 20 naira in your pocket, or $10 or $20 in your pocket, whatever it is that you have in that circle where you are, there is money. So even the poorest of the poor still have to spend money. So eventually, the question will now be, what kind of money are you looking for? What's clear? What do you know about it? What's the clarity that you seek? Because money, like I said, is just an idea. People created money to solve the problems that they have. And so if we are able to put these thoughts across to as many people as possible, then we will do better in our society. And basically, that's why we started the Money Cafe, and it's been amazing. I get several messages from across different cities, people I've never met before.
Can imagine.
Me, oh, so I hear the guy on radio, and I'm like, yeah. Oh, thank you so much. God bless you. Some guy called me the other day. He's an engineer in another radio station. He called me and he says, "How are you?" And I'm like, "Fine." He says, "You sound very tired." I said, "No, I'm doing good." And he says, "Thank you so much for your program on XYZ radio. It blesses me so much. It teaches me a lot, And basically, that's what it should be. Providing adequate knowledge for people concerning money so that they can do better in their finances.
Absolutely. So before we get into, touch on maybe one trendy financial topic and also talk about your company and also the projects that you have coming up real quick, just because we talked about this, your show, right? Just to feel a quick personal finance questions, because this is a very, very important questions. And I feel like, especially with the economic realities, a lot of Nigerians struggle with these things. And some people even feel, it's not even possible. So one would be, there are a lot of people who are low income earners. And by low income earners, I mean, even if you were earning something that was, thought as decent, right now with the reality and the value of the naira and everything else, what you were earning, and with the rise in the prices of commodities and everything else, what you were earning would probably not even be anything right now. So how do earners even stay afloat? Like right now, how do you effectively plan your finance and stay afloat with everything that's going on?
Awesome. So inflation is biting hard. The rising cost of goods and services, shrinking GDP. So quite a lot of that is going on now. Absolutely. And people's earning powers are not increasing. However, what I say to people who are low income earners or any earner particularly, what I say to them is increase your capacity to earn. And that's something that you have to do for yourself. Now, money is attracted to problem solve. You solve a problem for someone, they pay you for the problem that you solve. In fact, the difference between person A and person B, income A and income B, is the quality of problem solved. So the problem that the bricklayer solves is different from the problem that a doctor solves. The problem that an architect solves is different from that a foreman solves. So the quality of income that you will earn is dependent on the problem that you solve. Question, therefore, is what problem are you solving? What problem do you have capacity to solve? If you're solving problem at the low income end right now, then you want to step up by acquiring necessary skills. So I say to a low income earner, check for the skills that solve the problems that you think are better paid, and move drastically by investing in yourself. A lot of times people don't realize that you are an asset as a human being, as a human resource. You are an asset, and you can invest in yourself. So let's say that you're strategic enough and you put a percentage of how much you earn back into your education. Take an MBA, bro. Take an MBA in something that improves your capacity to earn.
Right.
Take a lesson, take a course, take a skill. I was explaining to staff members the other day how I paid some low-level guy. The guy is just a corner side shop guy, and I paid him 20,000 naira several years ago. 20,000 naira every month for 3 months to teach me graphics design. Now I could work on any software to do graphics.
Wow.
And the average graphics person is paid massively. And is used in the advertising agency. Today we scream content. Content is nothing without the necessary imagery to go with it. So I learned graphic design. I'm a finance major, but so that my skills are better off, so that I can get better paid, I've learned how to improve the visuals. And so the idea is, whether you're a low income earner or you're earning income at all, always consistently work on your capacity to earn by improving the skills. Data management, data protection, graphics, writing, copywriting. These are the days of content creation. These are the days of specific skills, and you want to get those skills. So whether you earn 10,000 today, 20,000 today, there's a course out there that can make you earn better if you put yourself through that course and get a skill. The more skilled you are, the more problems you can solve, and the better money you can earn. This works in any economy. I'm aware that the African Business Radio is it's got listeners across the African continent and across the diaspora.
Absolutely.
And so I'm saying, wherever the economy that you are in, if you improve on your ability to solve problems, which is acquire new skills, acquire the skills of the future, the 21st century skills, which you can sit and learn, improve, then your earning capacity improves and you make more money. So it's up to you, because eventually, whether you earn a little or you earn so much is dependent not on the economy. The economy is going to probably get worse. It's probably not going to be based on the government. Government is probably not going to do anything better. You are the one who's in charge of your finances. Nobody owes you anything, and therefore you've got to invest in your capacity to earn.
Fantastic.
Hi, Solomon King. Rachel here. Amazing stuff you're
Rachel,
doing.
hi.
By the way. Yeah, so I mean, when small businesses, sit on the table and they're talking about, how to get the business started, and they're talking cash flow and all of that, I think what's more important to them really is cash inflow, because at the end of the day, they want money to come back into the business, right? And so I'd like for you to talk to us about how small business can go about it, like the smart strategies and creative ways they can go about ensuring that there's cash inflow without incurring a profit loss.
Awesome. So cash flow is usually not necessarily just about cash coming in. It's about cash staying in. So it's cash retention, cash inflow, and necessary cash outflow reduction strategy. And in all of these three broad classifications that I've mentioned, people have got to learn to understand where the money comes from. First, in terms of cash inflow, what activities are you engaged in that make money come in, that makes cash come in? You want to identify your revenue streams. You want to be sure that you are utilizing all the necessary available revenue streams in your business. So business owners need to innovate across revenue streams. Are there monies that you're leaving on the table? Are there markets that you're not serving? Are there products that you could be cross-selling that you have not added to the product line? So in terms of cash inflow, beyond just sales, you also want to look at the services that you're providing and check, is there more to be provided? Which market can we serve? The resources that we have now that we're not serving? So these are questions that you want to ask as you begin to think and innovate on your offerings, products, services, and checking to be sure that, hey, we're meeting the needs of everybody whose needs that we can meet. Then, see, there's no increasing cash flow without increasing selling capacity. Most small businesses just want to hide behind computers and type a few words, to stay on Instagram and say, this is great, put a few pictures there. Man, the money is not on the computer. The money is in the hands of the people. So are you going to go to the places where the people are? Because like I explained earlier, money is very informal. A lot of the times people think that it's the formal channels that money comes through. No, money is more. This interview today started not today. This is a product of an informal conversation that had already happened. And now we're making it formal. Now we're here, everybody's seeing this, and it feels like, okay, this is a formal African Business Radio Solomon King interview. Okay? No, there was some conversations that have gone down, and that is the conversations that business owners need to engage in. Get up from behind the computer sometimes and get into the real world and engage with the people, with them. It's in these conversations that you're able to tell what needs to be met, what problems need to be solved. Then you can structure your business to meet these needs. Then when it comes to you. So cash inflow is dependent on always serving the right market, always knowing the needs of the market, following the trends and feeling the pulse of the people, and then improving your capacity to sell. See, you must always sell. You must always engage the market. I'm not saying type a few words on the computer and run away and go and sleep and say God when. Get out there. Get out there.
Network, meet people.
Have conversations. Sometimes just go into the club and buy a bottle of water because you want to meet somebody new. Sometimes just go to a conference not because you want to learn something, but because you want to meet new people. Because hey, the money is in the pockets. And so if you don't show up in the people's faces, whether virtually or organically, you probably will not get the cash flow that you're looking for. Right. And again, cash comes in different forms. Cash can come as sales, revenue figures. Cash can come as debt or equity, which means that somebody can buy part of your business. Somebody can be interested to provide some funding for you and have sleeping partners, people who give you money and mind their businesses whilst you mind your own, and you guys can split profit. So cash can come into your business in different forms, and so it's just important for you to be able to know. Now, it's very important also to understand the kind of cash that you need. Entrepreneurs need to be educated about numbers, the story that the numbers tell. It's on that side.
Right.
Now, that's inflow. Then we now also talk about the fact that, hey, the monies that come in need to be spent appropriately. Lots of entrepreneurs don't have their priorities right when it comes to dealing with the monies that come in. Somebody gets some small money, 100 million is not small money. Somebody gets some small money, let's say 100,000, 200,000, and the first thing they're thinking of is, I need to change my phone to iPhone 12, or I need to. So they begin to invest on frivolities as against investing on assets that make that business better. So do you have a software that helps you serve your clients better? Do you have a software that makes your marketing easier? Have you invested on your share of mind, which is advertising?
Do you even have an active social media platform and somebody who handles that?
Exactly. But what are you doing that is making your business more visible? Because like Nina Adesanya would say, out of sight is out of mind. If you're not there, people can't see you. True. They cannot relate with you. They cannot buy from you. True. So cash does not come until you're seen. So you've got to be visible. So are you investing in the necessary things, or are you wasting money? Some things that you can do online, you're using paper. Cost of paper is really crazy now. Some things that you can, so the things that make you work smarter, faster, and easier, these are the things that you want to invest your funds on. Entrepreneurs lose a lot of money, and they lose it for lack of structures, for lack of necessary systems. So when cash flow comes in, what you want to do, invest in the structures, in the systems that help you serve your customers better. And so you retain the cash. You ensure that money comes in from all the angles that we've spoken about, and then you see what you can do to improve the capacity of the business and retain the necessary cash that you have. So what helps you measure these cash oscillations, these fluctuations in cash in your business? It's called a cash flow statement, a statement of cash flow. So it helps you see your financing activities, your operating activities, and all the other activities that make cash come in and go out.
Right. Now, speaking of investment, now as you mentioned earlier, I'd like for us to talk about something that is quite controversial, but a lot of small businesses and big businesses have jumped on it as a means of cash retention and profit making, even though that we've seen a lot of persons bagging losses lately. And I'm talking about the cryptocurrency space now. We understand the stance of the Nigerian government and how, they are not agreeing to let financial institutions be that middleman and all of that in the system. But then again, we've seen developing countries, we've seen other countries, institutional investors jumping on board, and they are really making progress and making waves in the cryptocurrency space. Do you think that the Nigerian government will somehow change their minds on it? Or, what's your take on, cryptocurrency investing, and how much or how less should small businesses jump on this?
And the States it's in right now in Nigeria.
Awesome. So there's a lot of fad about cryptocurrency. There's in fact 7 publicly brandished myths about cryptocurrency that we will be addressing in the conference upcoming. But quickly, for the sake of this interview, cryptocurrency is the future. Not just cryptocurrency, but everything that the blockchain technology, which is the mother project, the mother technology on which the cryptocurrencies create. So I say that cryptocurrency, and let's just stay with cryptocurrency because the blockchain technology is huge. It meets you at the health angle, it meets you at the arts and entertainment angle, it also meets you at the financial angle. And so much is being said about cryptocurrency, but not so much is said and understood about the mother technology that creates it. So it's like the internet. And what financial institutions have come to understand is, hey, if we are going to begin to get into digital currencies, then we want to begin to play that game early. Well, again, in Nigeria, we have our issues, and they're largely not about upturning the way we spend money. Let me explain that. See, before there was ever paper currency, what we call fiat, before we ever need paper currency, there was a time when it was cowrie, and then we moved from there to using precious metals such as gold and silver. So during the days of cowries, if you had gold and silver, it looked as though you had the more superior money. But it got to a time when everybody had fully adopted the gold and silver as a means of exchange, so that everybody now has it. Then we moved from there to paper currency that is hedged against gold, and we all are spending paper currency now. So for me, it's not always about the currency that is being spent. It's about the value on which you have to exchange. So whether I'm exchanging gold, yen, or cryptocurrency really matters little to me. What is more important to me is, do I have goods and services that I want to exchange? The technology by which I exchange it is secondary as compared to the technology, as compared to the goods
value,
and services that I actually have. So if Nigeria agrees to cryptocurrency or bans it does not change the fact that we don't produce anything that can even be exchanged. So the question about what currency are we in or what currency are we permitting, for me, is not the issue yet. We are still having issues with understanding our competitive advantage, understanding why we let cocoa go, why we are messing up oil. So we still are in where I describe as a subsistence economy. We're not even ready for the technological conversations yet around cryptocurrency. And I guess that's the background from which, and I'm talking on a macro level now, I guess that's the background from which the CBN governor may have been looking at it and saying, okay, let's put a plan of the restriction. Now, let me say something about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. One of the things that space is a lack of intermediary. It's supposed to be based on peer-to-peer. I have Bitcoin, I want to sell it. You want to buy Bitcoin, we exchange it. We don't need no government in between us to helping us. There's no regulatory framework as it were.
Sure.
In the crypto space, and that is what was promised, and that is the promise of the blockchain technology. So government interfering in the blockchain game, in the crypto game, is actually not the original design. So what this has done in countries like Nigeria that have placed a ban on it is it's really strengthening the framework on which cryptocurrency runs, so that, again, why do I even need a bank to keep Bitcoin that they don't have the capacity to keep? So these are the issues around cryptocurrency. So will the government have a rethink? Yeah, they may have a rethink much later. But you see, we're dealing with issues of security at the moment. We're dealing with issues of inflation and food shortages. We still have issues with dealing with value. Talk more of exchanging it. So it's the same conversation for me when we think about cryptocurrency, blockchain, or foreign currencies.
Yeah.
It's in the same space. We are not there yet.
Okay, fantastic. Very well said. Very well said. Okay, so I literally pressed for time now, but we need to talk real quick about the conference, the money conference that's coming up on the 1st of May on Saturday in Lagos. So real quick, in like just about 2 minutes, what can we expect from this conference, and who's eligible to participate? How do people go about it? Let's just touch on that real quick.
Thank you. So the money conference holds on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. at the Oriental in VI. Registration is open right now. I think it will close by Thursday because the hall is already full right now, but we want to take as many people as we can online. Who's eligible to participate? Anybody who needs to know more about how money works and what their options can be, what their alternatives can be, because investing is not only into stocks or bonds, there are several investment classes, investment vehicles. We'll be looking at those. You can invest in the art, and invest in music. Like, I'm a music investor.
Nice.
Yeah, so we have a record label. I'm already talking to people about getting a TV station that beams just gospel music. So you can invest in anything. So understanding investing, understanding money, understanding the wealth creation. And, wealth is not always about how to be rich. You can be rich this way. No, there are several conversations that govern the money game, and that's what we'll be looking at the money conference. Deep tertiary conversations about money. Like, for example, I just gave you an expose on what we should be looking at as regards cryptocurrency. And so I would have at the money conference, we would have the pointers as to if you're going to be investing successfully in cryptocurrency, for example, this is how to go about it, this is what to look at it. So this is not a get rich quick conference, not a conference. No, it's a conference that helps you understand the underlying issues as regards money, so that you can do better with what comes to you. So the money conference is a robust conversation about all things money. Gold, silver, naira, kobo, dollar, yen, every brilliant thing that has to do with money, how you think about it, what you see, what you've known wrong about it. And we have awesome speakers. Wale Oshin is a billionaire in naira and in dollars.
Oh, wow.
Nia Desoya has been around the money game for a very long time. We have somebody who she's a first-class person in money from first degree till the end. She's been CFO of everywhere, head of budget UBA, TFO of Cellulant. Awesome, amazing speakers. I will be there. This team will be there. Amazing, fantastic faculty. The energy in that hall. There's live music. It's just some place you want to be to learn, to unwind, and connect with very great people. We'll have several millionaires in that hall because they will come in their thousands. So Money Conference is a place you want to. Why are you feeling like you're going to miss it?
Right. Fantastic. So that's been a very interesting conversation. Sweet, insightful, very, 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 and it's easy to understand. I like how you tackle the issues. You make it very relatable and interesting to even making people want to actually learn about finances and the money talk, because we all love money, but most times the money talk is not something that people understand. So I feel like one beautiful thing you do is how you go about the conversations, and it's really been an amazing one. Thank you so much, Solomon King.
Thank you
So much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I love your voices, by the way. Awesome stuff.
Thank you so much. Thank you
for all the work you do with me and for us at African Business Radio. We don't take it for granted. We don't take it lightly. You make me trend a lot on Twitter because of your work, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Fantastic. We appreciate that.
This is a long-term partnership for us, and we're in it together. Thank you.
Absolutely. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, bye. Yeah. All right, guys. We have been talking to Solomon King, who is the FGP CEO, Braz and Books. Amazing guy. Great conversation. Very insightful, and we touched on a lot in a short time.
I like how he mentioned that. See, this is a money conference. We are not here to make you rich.
No.
Because when you get money conference at this time of day,
it's not a
carry your biggest bag. We might just be cashing out after this conference.
It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's sustainable wealth, planning, financial intelligence, financial literacy, and stuff like that. So that's amazing stuff. All right, guys, Rachel and Winston are still here with you. Stay here.